Assalamu alaikum, namaste, and welcome to the news hour with your favorite host in this, Jennifer Rogers. And if you are new to our channel, do not forget to share this video with all your friends and family so they are aware about all the things happening in Qatar and all around the world. And with that, I have about 4 local news and 1 international news for you. And with that, I also want to wish all my Malayali friends out there a very happy Onam. May you have a very prosperous year ahead. Now with that, let me get with the local news for today. The first one, which is some good news for all the metro commuters out there. Doha Metro will start providing Wi-Fi services to commuters from September 1st. Qatar Rail will provide Wi-Fi services to all the customers at Doha Metro Station and trains from September 1st. So the service will be free for the first 30 minutes during the day, and afterwards it will be charged for additional minutes. Now we are pleased, now this is said by the Qatar Rail tweet, what they said is, we are pleased to announce the start of providing Wi-Fi services to our customers in Doha Metro Station and trains from the 1st of September, as said by Qatar Rail in a tweet. Now they also added that the service will be complimentary for the first 30 minutes during the day. Afterwards, fee will be charged for additional minutes. Now with that, let me get to the second update of the day, which is Metrolink feeder buses to resume services on selected routes from September 11. Doha Metro announced the Metrolink will operate from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. from Sunday to Wednesday, 6 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. on Thursday, and 2 p.m. to 11:50 p.m. on Friday. So with that, the Metrolink is a feeder bus or a van service which connects to the residential and commercial areas to the nearest metro stations in Doha. The Metrolink buses will run from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. from Saturday to Wednesday, from 6 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. on Thursday, and from 2 p.m. to 11:59 p.m. on Friday. I know it's confusing. If you want it written, I'll put it down in the comment section. Okay. With that, earlier Qatar Rail said it will provide Wi-Fi services to customers in Doha metro stations and on trains from September 1st, which is now happening. So very good news for everybody out there. Now the service will be free for the first 30 minutes during the day, and afterwards it will be charged for additional minutes. They also said that it will be open in the station on the Red Line on September 1st. This will be the 37th operational station of Doha Metro. Now the station is one of the interchange stations with Lusail tram and is located near the key destination in that area such as Katara and the Pearl. Also see new routes being added soon. Now let's get to the third local update of the day, which is First Girl Technician School exceeds specified 90 students capacity. So yes, the principal of Qatar Technical Secondary School for Children, for girls especially, Miss Naima Al-Nobi, has said that the administrative and the academic staff is proud of the opening of the first technical school for girls in Qatar. Now, in a press release posted on the Ministry of Education and Higher Education MOHE website, the principal remarked that this is happening amidst the growing importance of technical and vocational education as a key driver of economic growth and comprehensive development. Now all concerned parties work together to finalize the procedure of opening the new school as per the operational plans. Online enrollments have been made available on the 16th of August and will run through till the 3rd of September 2020, she also added. Now talking about the enrollment rates, Ms. Naima pointed out that the number of students applying to the school have exceeded 90 students capacity specified for the first academic year. All students had to attend an interview and an assessment test as for the August 27th prior for acceptance. Now she stressed that all precautionary measures were taken during the interviews to ensure the health and safety of all the students. and organizing committee received parents and students to check on the Aetras app, measure their temperature, and direct them to the designated venues for interviews and assessment tests. Now, upon graduation, what she also mentioned further about all these people after they are finished with their graduation, what is in store for them. So she said upon graduation, they can pursue their career in various IT fields. They can also continue their studies and technical colleges, studies in technical colleges, including College of North Atlantic and the Community College. Now, in conclusion, she said, we are looking forward to receiving the first cohort of students in Qatar Technical Secondary School of Girls. Through highly qualified teachers and world-class laboratories, they will have the exceptional opportunity to acquire the necessary knowledge and skills in their respective areas of study, the principal concluded. Now with that, let me get to the fourth local update of the day, which is technical team to regulate entry and exit of students in each school. Okay, so a senior official of the Ministry of Education and Higher Education told Qatar Television yesterday evening that there will be a technical team in each school to regulate and monitor the entry and the exit of the students in order to avoid any potential crowding or maintain adequate physical distance among them during these procedures. Now, Muhammad Al-Bashiri advised the advisor to His Excellency the Minister of Education and Higher Education and the Director of Public Relations at the MOEHE remarked that the education plan for the new academic year was drawn based on the cooperation and daily communication with the Ministry of Public Health, which gives advice based on its daily assessment of COVID-19 infection rate in the country. Now, the first 3 days of the school reopening from September 1st to 3rd, okay, will be dedicated to raising the students' awareness on COVID-19 precautionary and preventive measures, and then to follow this strictly with no taking place during this period. So now, they have to remember while they have been giving awareness for COVID-19 precautionary measures and preventive measures, they need to then follow them strictly with no teaching taking place in this first 3 days. So during the September 1st to 3rd, there will be no studies happening or no academic studies happening in the school. They're just going to, really drill this into the minds of the children, how they have to kind of, awareness about COVID-19, how they have to look after themselves, what are the precautionary measures they need to take in the school, in the area surrounding everywhere. So this is going to be the main focus from the 1st of September till the 3rd of September. Okay. Now the educational and awareness campaign will help students learn about keeping a safe distance from others and the proper way of eating, cleansing and sanitizing. Now let's get to the international news of the day, which is Hurricane Laura, which has about 400,000 which has left around 400,000 people in Louisiana without power. So more than 400,000 were without power on Saturday morning and around 200,000 without water as Hurricane Laura hits this US state of Louisiana. Governor John Bel Edwards said that the devastating and damage stretched all the way to the northern parts of Louisiana has at least 16 people killed by the storm and 10 in Louisiana and 4 in Texas. So in total, these many people were killed because of Hurricane Laura. Now the Louisiana governor has called Laura the strongest storm that has ever hit Louisiana by far. A lot of things happening in 2020. President Donald Trump visited affected area in Louisiana and Texas on Saturday and remarked, "One thing that I know about this state, it rebuilds fast," he told in a gathering in Louisiana. The loss of life was a tremendous number, but he then added it could have been a lot worse. The White House has declared a major disaster in several parishes in Louisiana, which means federal funds can be sent to the highest and the hardest hit area urgently. Now, assistance can include grant of temporary housing and home repairs, low-cost loans to cover uninsured property losses, and other programs to help individual and business owners to recover from effects of the disaster. Other areas affected by the hurricanes are Haiti, where the death toll has risen up to 31 and more than 6,000 homes were flooded in the country. 4 people are known to have died in the neighborhood of Dominican Republic. Cuba suffered about damage but no records of death yet. In Jamaica, there were reports of landslides and flooded roads. And then the US territory of Puerto Rico was also hit in the same. Well, this I'm done with all the updates for today. Thank you so much for logging on to Qatar Day. Keep loving, keep supporting, keep watching Qatar Day, the pulse of the nation. Me, your host, Ndos Jennifer Rogers, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Until then, again, I would like to wish everybody a very, very happy Onam. Happy Onam to everybody. Thank you so much and have a nice day. Bye-bye. Khuda Hafiz.